In this lecture, we'll take a look at how to read CSV files. For that, we'll use a sample CSV file called airtravel.csv. It contains monthly transatlantic air travel in thousands of passengers for 1958 to 1960. There are 3 fields: month, year 1958, 1959, and 1960. And 12 records, January through December. There is also an initial header line. In order to parse and read this file, we'll use the reader function of the CSV module. First, let's import the CSV module. This is a standard library module, so we don't have to install it using pip. We'll open the file as any other text file. So with open, the name of the file, my CSV file, is in the same directory with my Python script. Take care to use a valid path here. The file will be opened in read-only mode, and the name of the file object is f. In order to parse and read this file, we'll use the reader function of the CSV module. This function returns a reader object which will iterate over lines in the given CSV file. Each row read from the CSV file is returned as a list of strings, and no automatic data type conversion is performed. So reader equals csv.reader of f. This is my reader object. Now I'll iterate over this object. For row in reader, print row. I will simply print the content of the file line by line. And this is the content of my CSV file. If I want to display only the second column, here I'll use index 1. This is a list, so the element with index 1 will be in fact the second field. And these are the monthly flights in 1958. The reader object is an iterable, so we can skip the header if we'd like using the built-in function called next. If I don't want to display the header, here, before iterating over the reader object, I write next of reader. And it will skip the first line. Now, let's calculate what was the busiest month in 1958. For that, I'll create a dictionary called year underline 1958. And I'll populate the dictionary this way. The key will be the month, and the value, the number of flights in that month. So year 1958 of row of 0, this is the first field, in fact this is the month, equals row of 1. So the element with index 1. Let's print the dictionary to see its content. And everything looks just fine. Now, to calculate the busiest month in 1958, I'll do the following. I create a new variable called max 1958 equals max of year 1958 dot values. I remind you that the values method returns a list that contains the values of the dictionary. And using the max function, I'll get the maximum value from the dictionary. Let's print its value. And in the busiest month, 505 flights took place. Now, let's print also the month. For that, I'll iterate over the dictionary this way. For k, v in year.items, if max 1958 is equal to v, so this is the maximum value, I'll print the message. Busiest month in 1958, colon, and k, the key, between a pair of curly braces, comma, flights, and v between a pair of curly braces. I'll comment out this line and this line. I want to see only the busiest month. And the busiest month in 1958 was August, with this number of flights. We can see here, in front of this value, a number of white spaces. This is because the CSV file is structured this way. In order to remove these white spaces, I can use here the strip method. V is a variable that stores a string, and strip is a string method. And it displayed the number of flights without white spaces in front of the value. In the next lecture, I'll show you how to write to CSV files. See you in just a few seconds. Thank you.